Guys, it's Sean from Sean's Auto Repairs. Just a quick one today really. I think it's going to be Peugeot 407 55 plate, I think it is. Amongst other things, it's got an ABS fault and engine management light on. So I've just done a quick code scan. It's got quite a lot of codes in it, so let's have a quick look. Okay, ABS traction control unit, one fault. Let's go into that and see what we got. This is one fault code out of about 25 this car's got in it, but we'll just go for the ones we need to look at the moment. Fault reading, permanent fault, right front wheel speed sensor signal fault. Okay, let's just pause it there for a moment. Okay, just giving these a quick look. I went into the built-in systems interface. There were 7 faults in there, and they are all bulb faults which have been done, so I've cleared them out. We are now going into the ignition to see what we've got in the ignition. Right, fault reading. Establishing communication. Oh, right, look at that lot. Right, let's take a quick look at those. Okay, so we've got the P1435, which is the fuel additive fault. We know we've got a problem with the fuel additive system. Apparently we've got a permanent fault on the inlet air intake temperature sensor, P0098. We've got an intermittent fault with the ECU being remotely awakened apparently, and we've got permanent faults on the pre-post heating relay circuit fault, the inlet air temperature signal, it's the same as that one. Right, so we'll have to have a look at the inlet air temperature sensor in a bit. Right, let's go back out and see what else we've got. Well, then we're down here, we've got heating and ventilation, one fault. Passenger compartment humidity sensor fault. Okay, that's a new one on me. That must be in the heating somewhere, I imagine. Right, let's clear that out. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Radio or radio phone, 2 faults. Fault codes. Lost communication with multifunction display and auxiliary radio input, 1 fault. We don't need to worry about the radio, do we? Driver's door electronics. Mirror mechanism sensors input fault. Well, that will be because that mirror over there, the near side one, hit a focus, although you can see what it is. I've just put a new mirror on there, complete new mirror, so that'll probably get rid of that. Okay, so we've got a couple of faults to look at. We've got the air intake temperature sensor to look at, and we've got the offside front ABS sensors to look at. All the others are all minor faults, although there are lots of them to do with mirrors and radio and heater controls and that sort of stuff. But let's go and get some live data, or not some live data, let's go and get some scope data with the Pico. Right, on live data we've got I've got the side of the car jacked up, so both the offside wheels are off the floor. if we look at the live data, if we spin the back wheel, let's keep an eye on this, which is the bottom trace of the two. You can see we have there, let's two graph that. There we go. You can see spinning the wheel. I've got to keep my hand steady. We have a nice speed signal there. That's from the back wheel spinning with my foot. Right, if we do the same with the front wheel, we have no signal at all. That's just with live data. So we'll have a look at that and see what we find. Right, I've just thrown another ABS sensor in there quickly. Just strung it over the bonnet or over the wing and just plugged it into its connector. And if I can focus you on the scan tool there, when I spin the wheel now, can you see that? Now we get a nice signal. Right, so I'll reroute that wire and then we'll clear that code. I made a little bit of an error on this one, I'm afraid. The fault was air intake temperature sensor, and I assumed it was the air intake temperature sensor with the mass airflow. So I spent ages. I had all the connections off the ECU and going by auto data. Found the pins and the voltages that they say that you should have. Took all these plugs off, took the little covers off so I could back probe the pins, found the pins, all the right voltages were there, and you have good continuity between there and the airflow meter there, so there's no fault there. I was getting the right 3.2 volt readings on this purple wire or yellow wire, I can't remember which one now. Couldn't find a fault to save me life, but I still kept getting the same fault code. Then it struck me to have a look for another sender, and there's actually a second temperature sender, which is the turbo air inlet temperature sensor, which is this one here. When you get live data up for this one, it's showing 30 degrees. It was showing 30 degrees air intake temperature. It is quite warm in the garage here. I had a good 5 volt reference, but it wasn't being pulled down at all. It was staying at 5.1. Good earth wire on the other side. So what the scan data was showing was substituted values. Using a LED test light on the 5 volt reference, I could put it down to 2.79 volts, and that would give me a correct temperature reading of, I think it's 20 something degrees C. As soon as you take the test lead off, it goes back to a default minus 30, and then the substituted values come back again at which are equivalent to the same ones as the airflow air intake sensor. So it needs a new turbocharger air intake temperature sensor. So yeah, I did waste quite a lot of time there. But that's that. That's as far as I'm going today. I've got to get another sensor for it. and if I can I will put an update to this, but for now, right, so we're just going to start this again. Well, the ABS light has gone off. We've still got the orange engine management light on as we expected. There's not a lot I can do about that for the moment. I have stopped and started it a few times. Alright, let's I'll tell you what we'll do. Another job we've got to do, we've got to reset this service light. So we'll do that while we're here. So to do that, you press this button here on the side here, and then you put the ignition on, and then you wait for this to count down to 0 on the display. And then you release it and turn that off. So then when you start it again, check OK, service at 20,000 miles, all OK. Right, there we go guys. We did achieve something today. We got rid of a lot of the minor codes for the radio, the lights and bulbs and things. We fixed the ABS light. The engine management light is still on, obviously, because of that turbocharger air intake temperature sensor is faulty. But yeah, wasted a lot of time today looking for the wrong sensor, looking through the trying to pin out the wrong wires on the ECU for the wrong sensor. Just pays to pay attention, I suppose. Right, that's all for now then guys. Thank you very much.